Hello everyone, we are the Group 4 and we will be reporting chapters 1 and 2 from the book of Cabrerra. So before I begin, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Biden Lauban and I'll be reporting the first part of chapter 1, which is an introduction to corporate governance. Now let's begin discussing chapter 1, an introduction to corporate governance. Governance is about how decisions are made and how power is used to manage an organization, government, or business. It helps keep things fair, organized, and efficient, ensuring that rules are followed and goals are achieved. In this presentation, we will focus on corporate governance, which is how companies are managed and controlled to protect the interests of different people involved like owners, employees, and customers. What is governance? Governance is the process of making decisions and putting them into action in a fair and organized way. It is used in different areas such as governments, businesses, and even small communities to make sure things run smoothly and fairly. In simple terms, governance helps leaders manage people and resources properly while following rules and ethical standards. For example, a corporation like Jollibee Food Corporation follows governance rules to ensure fair treatments of employees, ethical business practices, and transparency in financial reporting. This helps the company maintain trust with its investors, employees, and customers. Good governance means decisions are made in a fair, honest, and efficient way. These are the key principles that ensure companies operate properly and gain the trust of their stakeholders. First is participation, where employees, shareholders, and customers should have the opportunity to share their opinions and concerns. This allows companies to improve their policies and decision making. Second is rule of law, where companies must follow legal and ethical standards, ensuring that laws are applied fairly to all employees and business partners. These prevent corruption and ensure justice. Third is transparency, where business should openly share information such as financial reports so that stakeholders know how the company is performing. This builds trust among investors and customers. Fourth one is responsiveness, where companies should quickly and effectively address issues raised by employees, customers, and investors. Ignoring problems can damage a company's reputation. The fifth one is consensus-oriented, where corporations should consider different opinions and make decisions that benefit the entire organization. This ensures long-term success and stability. The sixth one is equity and inclusiveness, where companies should treat all employees and stakeholders fairly, regardless of their position or background. Equal opportunities for growth and fair wages help create a positive work environment. The seventh one is effectiveness and efficiency, where businesses should maximize their resources to achieve the best results while also protecting the environment. These help companies remain profitable and sustainable. And lastly is accountability, where business leaders must take responsibility for their decisions and actions. If a company makes mistake, it should admit it and take action to correct the issue. So as an example of these 8 characteristics is SM Investment Corporation, where it ensures transparency by regularly publishing its financial report so investors and stakeholders can see how the company is performing. These build trust and help attract more investors. Now let's proceed to the overview of a corporate governance. So what is a corporate governance? A corporate governance is the system of rules and processes that controls how a company is managed. It ensures that the interests of shareholders, employees, customers, and the community are balanced while keeping the business successful. As an example is the Ayala Corporation that have a strong corporate governance system, ensuring that the managers make ethical decisions and follow fair business practices. These help maintain the company's reputation and financial stability. Next is the purpose of a corporate governance. The purpose of a corporate governance is to help businesses succeed while maintaining fairness and transparency. It ensures that companies are managed in a way that benefits both shareholders and employees. As an example is Globe Telecom that follows corporate governance to protect its customers' data, ensure fair treatment of employees, and provide clear financial report to its investors. This helps the company stay competitive and trusted. Lastly, for my part, are the objectives of a corporate governance. A corporate governance aims to promote fairness, accountability, and efficiency in business operations. These objectives ensures that the company remains ethical, stable, and successful. The first objective is fair and equitable treatment of shareholders, where all shareholders, whether they own a large or small number of shares, should be treated fairly. No group should have an unfair advantage in company decisions. Second is self-assessment, where companies should regularly review their own actions and policy to avoid legal issues and financial risk. These help businesses identify and fix problems before they become bigger issues. Third objective is to increase shareholders' wealth. A corporate governance boosts investors' confidence, making businesses more attractive to potential investors. A well-governed company is more likely to have higher stock values. And lastly, for the objective is transparency and full disclosure, where companies must share accurate financial and operational information with investors and stakeholders. These prevent fraud and build trust in the business. All in all, a corporate governance is essential for keeping businesses fair, transparent, and accountable. It protects investors, ensures ethical business practices, and helps companies grow successfully. A company with strong governance earns the trust of employees, investors, and customers, leading to long-term success.
Hey everyone, so today we're diving into the world of corporate governance. Basically, I am going to discuss about the basic principles of effective corporate governance and its illustrative application and its practices recommendation. The corporation is like a puzzle. So, hahanapin mo at bubuin mo yung puzzle na yun to have a good corporate governance. So, yung mga pieces ng puzzle na yun is kailangan to have a good corporate governance sa company. In order to complete the puzzle, number one na kailangan ng isang company is the transparency and full disclosure. So, transparency means being honest and open about a company's finances, operations, and any risk it faces. If yung company is never talaga nag-publish ng financial reports or hides information about mga environmental damages, walang transparency and full disclosure sa company na yan. So, syempre, importante yun para malaman ng mga members kung anong nangyayari sa company. Kasi ang good corporate governance means being upfront, so everyone can understand how the company operates. So number 2 is the accountability. It is all about taking responsibility. Sino ba yung in charge of making decisions? Sino yung mag-held accountable if may mangyaring mali? So a company with strong accountability has a clear chain of command, a board of directors that oversees management, and system of checks and balances. So the management, they make decisions. The board checks those decisions, and shareholders hold the whole board accountable. So that's how we make sure na everyone is playing fair and no one is hiding anything. Number 3 is the corporate control. This is about how a company manages its own affairs to ensure long-term success. It's about setting clear goals, managing risks, and making sure that the company's actions are aligned with its values. Kasi a company that has a strong corporate control has a clear vision, so may plan for the future, and a system for monitoring its progress. So these 3 basic principles are important para magkaroon ng good illustrative application ng principles of good corporate governance with its best practices recommendation. A company should lay solid foundation for management and oversight. It should recognize and publish the respective roles and responsibilities of board and management. Meaning, a company should have clear roles and responsibilities of the board of directors and the management team. Para magawa ito, the best practice na pwede gawin ng company is to formalize and disclose the functions reserved to the board and those delegated to management. For example, sa school, syempre may board of directors that would be making decisions about the school's budget and policies, while the management team is yung mga principal and teachers running the school day to day. Number 2 is we structure the board to add value, have a board of an effective composition, size, and commitment to adequately discharge its responsibilities and duties. Meaning, the company needs a board of directors that is made up of right people and has the skills and commitment to do its job well. To do this, dapat maghanap ng independent directors. The board should have people who aren't part of the company's management team so they can give unbiased advice. Second is the roles of the director should be separated. For example, if yung leader of the chair hindi dapat maging CEO. So the third is create a nomination committee. The board should have a group that takes promote ethical and responsible decision making, actively promote ethical and responsible decision making. Meaning, the company should encourage everyone to make decisions that are ethical and responsible. So the best practice for this is to create a code of conduct to guide the CEO, CFO, and other executives. The company should have a set of rules for everyone to follow, especially the leaders that explain how to act ethically. Second is to have transparency in trading. The company should be open dapat about how its leaders and employees buy and sell company shares. Number 4 is to safeguard integrity in financial reporting. Have a structure to independently verify and safeguard the integrity of the company's financial reporting. To do this, the company should require the CEO and CFO should sign a statement saying the financial reports are true. This will confirm that the company makes sure its financial reports are accurate and honest. Second is the board should have a group of independent people who review the company's finances like yung mga audit committee. Third is to structure the audit committee so that it consists of only non-executive or independent directors, an independent chairperson who is not chairperson of the board, and at least 3 members. Meaning, the audit committee na yun is dapat made up of people na hindi part ng company's management team, and it should be at least 3 members. So, number 5 is make timely and balanced disclosure. Promote timely and balanced disclosure of all material concerning the company. So, saan ba mag-base ang company sa pag-disclose ng financial reports? So, the best practice for this is to establish written policies and procedures designed to ensure compliance with IFRS. Second is listing of rule, disclosure requirements, and ensure accountability at a senior management level for compliance. So, in order to share the important information, dapat mag-comply sa IFRS, and the company should follow rules about what information it needs to share publicly. Number 6, respect the rights of shareholders and facilitate the effective exercise of those rights. Kasi they are the people who own part of the company. So, in order to do this, a company should design and disclose a communication strategy to promote effective communication with shareholders and encourage effective participation at general meetings. So, second is to request the external auditor to attend the annual general meeting and be available to answer shareholder
Number 7
questions. Is to recognize and manage risk. Establish a sound system of risk oversight and management and internal control. Meaning, companies must have a strong system for identifying, assessing, and managing the risks they face. In order to do this, the board of directors should create clear policies for how the company will manage risk. Second is the CEO and CFO should formally confirm to the board that the company's risk management system, including internal controls, is working effectively and is aligned with the board's policies. Number 8 is to encourage enhance performance. Fairly review and actively encourage enhanced board and management effectiveness. That means companies should have a system to improve the performance of the board of directors, its committees, and other executives. This means ensuring they are effective in their roles and contributing to the company's success. So, for the best practice for this is publicly disclose the process it uses to evaluate the performance of the board, its committees, individual directors, and key executives. This helps to make the process transparent and is accountable. The remunerate fairly and responsibly ensure that the level and composition of remuneration is efficient and reasonable, and its relationship to corporate and individual performance is defined. This means the compensation for directors and executive is dapat fair and reasonable. It should be linked to the company's performance and be transparent to investors. So for the best practices is the company should provide investors with clear information about its compensation policies, including costs and benefits of these policies and how the compensation paid to directors and executive is linked to the company's performance. Second is the board of directors should establish a special committee to oversee compensation decisions. So third is the structure of compensation for non-executive directors or those who are not involved in the day-to-day business operation should be different from that of executives. So lastly, if yung executives receive compensation in the form of company stock or other equity, the company should ensure that these payments are made according to the terms of plans approved by the shareholders. Number 10 is to recognize the legitimate interests of stakeholders. Recognize legal and other obligations to all legitimate stakeholders. Meaning, companies have obligations to all of their stakeholders, including employees, customers, suppliers, investors, and community. This means recognizing their legitimate interests and acting in a way that is fair and responsible. To do this, the company should establish and publicly disclose a code of conduct.
The next is corporate governance, responsibilities, and accountabilities. I am Razia Valcairo's governance? Governance is a framework for directing and controlling a company. Balances freedom with accountability, focuses on ethical and responsible conduct, serves diverse stakeholder interests. So what is governance? Corporate governance is about making sure companies are run well and responsibly. It's not about strict rules, but rather a set of principles that are tailored to each organization's unique needs. Think of it like a framework that helps companies assess their governance practices and align them with their goals. This framework involves a delegation of responsibilities, starting with shareholders who give power to a board of directors. The board then delegates to management, who in turn oversee operational units. Internal auditors act as watchdog throughout this process. Importantly, good governance isn't just about shareholders. It's about everyone who's affected by the company, employees, creditors, and even society at large. Shareholders expect accountability in areas like financial performance, transparency, and how the company manages its resources. Management, in turn, is responsible for providing accurate and complete financial reports, putting in place internal controls to prevent errors, and ensuring that all financial information is fully disclosed. Essentially, corporate governance is about balancing freedom with accountability, ensuring companies are run effectively and ethically for the benefit of everyone involved. So, this is the chain of responsibility. It is a system of checks and balances that ensures companies operate ethically and responsibly. It starts with shareholders, the owners of the company, who elect a board of directors to represent their interests. The board then delegates responsibilities to management, who oversee the day-to-day operations. Internal auditors provide oversight and assistance to ensure everything runs smoothly. The board and its audit committee are responsible for monitoring management and protecting shareholders' rights. However, it's important to remember that management also plays a role in governance. They can influence who sits on the board and the audit committee, and they have a say in establishing governance control. Who's involved? Shareholders, management, and other stakeholders. In exchange for the power and responsibilities given to them, both management and the board are accountable to the shareholders. This accountability is not just about financial performance, it also extends to the company's responsibilities to other stakeholders. Stakeholders are anyone who is affected by the company's actions, including creditors, employees, and the community. Management and the board must act within the law and meet the needs of these stakeholders. This means considering the impact of their decision on the environment, society, and the well-being of their employees. Good corporate governance ensures that companies are not only profitable but also operate in a way that benefits all involved. Corporate governance is not just about shareholders. It impacts a wide range of stakeholders. Employees, for instance, have a vested interest in a company's well-being, especially those with pension plans tied to the company's performance. Creditors, who lend money to the company, also want assurance of responsible management to ensure their investments are secure. Regulators, acting on behalf of society, play a crucial role in ensuring companies operate ethically and comply with the law, safeguarding the interests of all stakeholders. Next is key performance indicators. Shareholders, as the owners of the company, delegate responsibilities to the board of directors and management. However, they demand accountability for how these parties utilize the company's resources. This accountability extends to various areas. Financial performance, ensuring the company generates profits and operates efficiently. Financial transparency, requiring clear and complete financial statements that accurately reflect the company's financial health. Stewardship, ensuring the company responsibly manages and protects its assets. Quality of internal control, ensuring systems are in place to prevent fraud and errors. And board composition and activities, ensuring the board's independence and alignment with shareholders' interests. Ultimately, shareholders want accurate and verifiable information from management. This includes financial reports and, in some cases, reports on internal control effectiveness. Management bears the primary responsibility for ensuring the accuracy and completeness of the company's financial statements. This includes choosing accounting principles that accurately reflect the company's transactions, implementing robust internal control to ensure financial report accuracy, and ensuring financial statements contain full and accurate disclosures.
Hello guys, so before we proceed to the next topic, which is the last part of the chapter 2, let me first introduce myself. My name is Sharif Chibuyok and I'll be discussing the parties involved in corporate governance, their respective broad roles and specific responsibilities. So, sa kabuuan, ang corporate governance ay binubuo ng 8 parties. Kabilang narito ang shareholders, board of directors, non-executive or independent directors, management, audit committees of the Board of Directors, regulators, external auditors, at internal auditors. So, tatalakayan natin ang bawat isa at alamin natin ang kanilang broad roles at responsibilities sa isang corporation. So, the first on the list is the shareholders. So, shareholders provide effective oversight through election of board member, approval of major initiatives such as buying or selling stock, annual reports on management compensation from the board. So, as we all know, or kung hindi nyo pa alam, ang shareholders ang owners ng company or ng corporation. So, ang broad role nila is sila yung nag-elect ng mga board of directors, tapos sila rin yung mga bumibili or bumibenta ng stock. And other than that, nakakatanggap rin sila ng annual report sa management compensation galing sa board. So, ang shareholders, wala silang specific na responsibilities since sila yung owners at hindi sila kasali sa nagmamanage ng corporation. Okay, so the second on the list is the board of directors. Okay, so the board of directors are the major representative of stockholders to ensure that the organization is run according to the organization's charter and that there is proper accountability. Okay, so as I have mentioned a while ago, ang mga board of directors, sila yung mga elected na mga shareholders. So, it means sila yung major representative ng mga shareholders para masigurado na maayos yung pagtakbo ng corporation. Another thing is that ang mga board of directors may specific activities or responsibilities sila sa overall operation at overall operation, performance at sa compliance sa legal compliance ng corporation. Next is the non-executive or independent directors. The same as the broad role of the entire board of directors, but the only difference is their responsibilities. Okay, so ang non-executive or independent directors is pareho lang sila sa broad role ng board of directors. Pero ang difference lang nila is that ang independent directors is hindi sila nagpa-participate sa day-to-day management ng corporation, which basically means na ang mga independent directors is hindi sila belong or hindi sila part ng management team ng corporation. And ang responsibilities lamang nila is mag-provide ng independent oversight at guidance sa board of directors para ma-ensure na ang decisions nila is the best for
Coming
the
next
corporation.
is
The management. So, management manages the organization effectively, provide accurate and timely reports to shareholders and other stakeholders. Okay, so madali lang ito intindihan, no? Kasi from the word itself, ang management, sila yung nagmamanage ng operations at accountability ng corporation para ma-ensure yung effectivity nito. And other than that, nagpo-provide rin sila ng accurate and timely reports ng financial or other information sa shareholders at sa iba pang stakeholders. Okay, so the fifth one is the audit committees of the board of directors. Provide oversight of the internal and external audit function in the process of preparing the annual financial statements as well as public reports on internal control. Okay, so audit committees of the board of directors, sila ang responsible sa pag-manage ng financial reporting process internally and externally, pati na rin sa public reports sa internal control. Meaning, ang party na to ay ang nag-ensure na accurate at kompleto ang annual financial statements ng company or
so
the sixth on the list is the regulators. So, may dalawang uri tayo ng regulators, namely, Board of Accountancy and Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC. So, let's discuss the Board of Accountancy first. So, the Board of Accountancy set the accounting and auditing standards, dictating underlying financial reporting and auditing concepts. set the expectations for audit and accounting quality. Okay, so ang Board of Accountancy, according dito, sila ang nagsiset ng accounting at auditing standards kung saan dinedictate nila kung anong financial reporting at auditing concepts ang dapat sundin or dapat gamitin para masigurado na ito ay transparent at reliable. Next is the Securities and Exchange Commission, or also known as SEC. So ang SEC, they ensure the accuracy, timeliness, and fairness of public reporting of financial and other information for public companies. So, sinasabi dito na ang SEC daw, sila yung nagme-make sure na accurate, timely, at fair ang public reporting ng financial at iba pang informations ng corporation para sa public companies. So, the second to the last on the list is the external auditors. So, the external auditors perform audits of company financial statements to ensure that the statements are free of material misstatements, including misstatements that may be due to fraud. Okay, so sinasabi dito na ang mga external auditors daw ay nagpo-perform ng auditing sa financial statements ng company o ng corporation para masigurado na wala itong material misstatements. Okay, so kung hindi nyo pa alam ang material misstatements, ito ang mistake sa financial statements kung saan malaki ang impact nito sa decision making ng mga tao na gumagamit. Okay, so the last on the list is the internal auditors. So, the internal auditors perform audits of companies for compliance with company policies and laws, audits to evaluate the efficiency of operations, and periodic evaluation and test of controls. Okay, so kung ang external auditors ay nagpo-perform ng auditing sa financial statements ng company, ang internal auditors naman is nagpo-perform sila ng auditing para mag-comply sa policies and laws ng company or ng corporation. And maliban doon, nagpo-perform rin sila ng auditing para i-evaluate ang efficiency ng operations at effectiveness ng internal control. And that concludes our video reporting for the Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 of Corporate Governance, their responsibilities and accountabilities. I hope you guys have learned a lot from us, and if you have any questions regarding this, don't hesitate to comment down below. Again, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day ahead of you.